Odile, you mentioned 4 core pillars. The last one being roles. I don't know why personally I'm moving from rhythm, reallocation of budget, but I know we'll discuss reallocation of budgets and rhythms later. But roles. Having the right team members to ensure that the portfolio is well set up to deliver business value is key. From the onset, what are the roles required for the lean portfolio management, Odile?
Yeah, exactly, because it's still human beings that are going to make the decisions. So there are many roles. And in the guiding articles, we call the LPM function. We want to be not that specific because each company is unique. So you might have somebody who's got the title portfolio managers or program portfolio managers or those kind of things. So that's very important to see that it's not just one person, but it's going to be an ensemble of people working together. So if you've got fiduciaries, if you've got people from compliance, also allowing the LPM function to work very well, this is going to be very important. Some of the traditional companies might have what we call PMOs, portfolio management officers or project management officers or program management officers, people that are there to facilitate. Basically, they are servant leaders. They know exactly when to invite the people, what they need to prepare. They've got also some keynotes so that the people can do their job, and they will also allow the recordings and the key the most important actions that need to be done. So it's very important to have this servant leadership, like you have in a team with the Scrum Master, like you have in an Agile release train with the release train engineer. You really need to have those people there to support and to, as Josh mentioned, the discipline. If you don't invite the people, they will not come on their own. So you need to have those roles on board. And then you need to think about more, okay, who can help with making sure that the epics, for instance, the big initiatives are going to be fostered, they're going to be catered, and we will have epic owners. So epic owners is not just like a project manager, because an epic is not a project, but somebody who feels passionate about the subject, and it can be a technical thing or it could be a business-driven thing. So epic owners will be there almost until the end of the life cycle of the epics, and sometimes they will be working very closely at the portfolio level, but sometimes they will also be working very closely with the members on the trains, because, for instance, every system demo, they might be there to see how the epic is progressing and what's the difference and the value that is being delivered. So that's very important. And an epic owner, again, it's a temporary role. It could be a business owner, it could be a product manager taking on this role until the epic, we've decided if the epic is done or if we stop the epic. So that's going to be very important. Also, you will need business owners, because we will need to make some decision about prioritization, allocation of budget. And because an epic has a value that it needs to be delivered somehow, the business owners are going to also work very closely together with the epic owners on making sure that, for instance, the lean business case is well understood, and also making some trade-offs sometimes, some tough goal about the prioritization. And then the same thing applies with enterprise architects, because we don't do only business-driven epics. We might have to think about new technology, or maybe rediscover a new, more lean and agile way to build up our architecture, or we want to move towards a new technology like cloud or something like this. So this is going to be very important. And then last but not least, I would say safe program consultants, the people that know about lean portfolio management and that will be able to train and coach and really guide the people in the practices. Because value management office, it's good when it's started and it's running, but in order to make sure that it's in place and it's really yielding the results that you want, having a coach, having somebody to really drive and ask the tough questions and guide the people, that is going to be very important. And last but not least, you will have the people that are the most impacted, the executive committee, for instance. You might have people from compliance. I mean, if you are working in a highly compliant environment, like for instance, in finance or in manufacturing or in health industry, those people will also need to be there on board. And last but not least, we've got the trains, the people on the trains that are going to execute the work. They will probably not interact every day with the people from the LPM, but there will be some conversation, and they will invite also those people to see the demos and to have a look at the inspect and adapt and how to improve on the alignment and those kind of things. So it's going to be a big family and a lot of people involved in that. And I think that, I don't know just about you, but I think people tend to not understand that, because they think that it's just one person who's going to drive the whole thing, and it's a collaboration, right? Mm-hmm. It's all about this. Yeah.
Thanks, Odile. You've given us a platter of team members who should be involved in this. It's like bringing everyone to the party, but making sure they come in at the right time.
Exactly, and bring their stuff to add value to what we're doing. And it's also going to be sometimes a big dysfunctional family. They will have disagreements, and again, we need to have and open this dialogue. At the beginning, like Josh mentioned, you need discipline, and to get that discipline, you need to be honest and transparent and have those disagreements so that you can build the guardrails and the ways on how to go through those things and get better at it.
As you mentioning the names, all those stakeholders and key fiduciaries, it looks, if an organization has a board, has an ESCO, a top leadership team, so we need to get them involved as early as we can, as part of the front end plan. Would you agree to that, or they can come in when it's all set and ready?
Oh, no. I mean, again, they need to be on board because they will be impacted by the way of working, and also they need to, first of all, sponsorship, that they agree that if we are doing execution of the value in a lean and agile way, but we still keep doing those big upfront, centralized, not so reactive way of doing portfolio, this is not going to align. So they need to understand again that the lean portfolio management is going to solve some of their key problems. Slow time to market, we are not reactive enough, we are losing market share. COVID, we didn't see that. We could have been more sensing and responding, and we could have more been doing pivoting stuff. So they need to be on board, but they need also to be reassured that they will be able also to create value and to help also build the understanding and maybe resolve some of the issues and problems in the way that we organize. Again, they have the power to change the processes, the structure of how we're doing. And last but not least, they will see the results. They will see more speed, better quality, better alignment. And they will be able to also reap the benefits of, hey, okay, we can go much higher in our ambition because now we've got this alignment between what we want and how it's going to get executed. So no, I mean, and no, they will not receive all those big reports that they are going to read. They're going to be invited to go and see what's going on. So they're going to be invited in for instance, the PI system demo. They're going to be able to show and demonstrate how they feel about the products. doing a little bit of Gemba. And I think this is going to shake a little bit the way that they organize. But this is really important, because if they are not part of the adventure, again, it's not going to be sustainable.
Thanks so much, Odile. Josh, if I come to you, Odile has given us a big platter, and if you are the lean portfolio manager going through this, she's giving you enough arsenal for you to pick up and just work with it, bring the right teams together. I'd like you to touch on two key areas. One, the Agile Center of Excellence in the implementation of the lean portfolio management, and importantly, middle management, how their role is important in this journey.
It's interesting you talk about the Agile Center of Excellence, because I've thought about this. What is our Agile Center of Excellence? What's the role that Agile Center of Excellence is supposed to play? Many organizations have created an Agile Center of Excellence, and the only thing they do is speak to 2 or 3 Agile teams, and that's the remit of their activity. They don't broaden it and look at the rest of the organization. How do we operate as an organization? Our operational excellence. How do we organize ourselves as an organization? So, a couple of questions back, Odile mentioned getting the right people in the organization to help coach you and get you to that promised land, even if it is a destination, because we spoke about this previously, that it's a continuous evolution. But the Agile Center of Excellence is supposed to help you along your journey. You're supposed to have people within your Agile Center of Excellence who have the knowledge, the expertise. So within your Agile Center of Excellence, I'm expecting, like your lean portfolio, they will evolve. You will grow. As you begin to evolve on your portfolio, your Agile Center of Excellence might just have a couple of Agile coaches, and then it might evolve to get some SPCTs or SPCIs, depending on how your organization evolves. You get more knowledge in that area. Your Agile Center of Excellence will then begin to branch out to the rest of the organization and train them up on lean portfolio, train them up on value delivery and aligning ourselves to value. We'll begin to train them up on the ways of operating, your business operating model as it evolves from maybe you were a Prince 2 or a PMP structured organization before, and you begin to evolve into an agile way of delivery. Your organization structure begins to change. So the Agile Center of Excellence, or your Lean Agile Center of Excellence, whichever name you, will begin to be that coalition that will begin to educate and try and change the culture within the organization from a mindset of standstill to a mindset of agility, where they always change, improving the ways you work. Now, bringing that back to how does our middle management, our product managers, RTs, head of delivery, head of projects here, how do we bring them into this whole situation and get them involved in it? I love a term which I've used before, it's VUCA.
Yes.
The environment we find ourselves in is extremely VUCA. It's volatile, uncertain, it's changing all the time. There's nothing. So you need to be able to create a level of autonomy within your organization to be able to respond to these changes. If your organization has no autonomy, there can be no agility or flexibility, because it won't work. Everybody has to come back to the CEO, the chief marketing officer, the finance director before they can make a decision. So in establishing your LPM, you need to establish your lean guardrails, your guardrails within that. And those guardrails should foster the creation of autonomy, right, within your teams. It should create the point where middle management can take the strategic vision of the organization and know what epics features they need to deliver that piece of work. They should know what marketing campaigns they should be able to create, what products or services they need to design, and not have to always go back to the big man at the back and ask for the decision, or the big lady at the back and ask for the decision. So allowing that autonomy then also brings middle management into the conversation because they feel they have a stake in the play. So for me, that's the biggest way to bring them into that conversation, and it works, you know. And on creating autonomy with these guardrails, I learned something a while back when I was working with them. There's something known as relative autonomy. We're not talking about relative autonomy, we're talking about proper autonomy, where they can make these decisions, and it's not a senior leader standing behind the middle management guy pushing the buttons of what they can and cannot do, but they can take the initiative and define these features, define these enablers, and deliver this value.
Thank you so much.